Got it from Russia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that where Chihuahuas are from? Surely not.
All right.
Were they bred in Mexico? Is that what, like?
I assume.
Yeah, right.
They had them Mexican accents.
Yeah, right.
So I've just always assumed they came from Mexico because of how they talk. Yeah, they speak Spanish.
Yeah.
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 You look like you just woke up.
I know, fancy robes.
Yes, stretching.
Some fucking Hugh
wearing
Hefner
that.
shit.
Got that crest on. Crest are fancy for sure.
Yeah, we need, and I don't know if this is
I've never would have thought about it. It's more like a mini-sode topic, but that's
Like
a
a
thing
family crest.
where they overlap. You're not crest, but I know white trash women
yes,
got into a real big
Embroidering
thing where it was like first initial.
your
I
monogram.
don't remember how,
your,
that's what it's called.
Your monogram.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Monogram.
Yeah.
Those were huge for a while.
They
in
still-
Salina. Are they still? You put it on a purse
So
or whatever. That
it-
looks like a crest.
It's one of those things
and
that
it's trash
definitely
as fuck. You do that, you trash.
for sure you trash. It's one of those, but it's like a Southern Charm type trash.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
It's the type of trash I love. I know I said it
Yeah, for-
derisively. I'm just
right.
You're the same type of trash as I am. Is
For
what
sure.
I'm saying.
It's one of those. It's
my,
one of those.
My mama got shit like that for sure.
Yeah, right. My sister
My sister does too, I'm
will
sure.
monogram a
But they
dog
trash.
if you leave it over at her house. You know what I mean? But like, it's one of those things where it was like a huge trend for a while, but just because it's not as like we're doing it to everything, it's still a huge thing. Like Christmas gifts were from, if they can't think of anything, they're like, oh well, I'll get them some monogram towels or like a monogram sweatshirt or a bag. Like, yeah. It's a big thing. Amber's got so much of that stuff.
All right, so on this episode a little later, I've been on a animal kick.
Yeah, I love it.
Animal theme. We had horses, then
For
dogs.
the entire run of this podcast so far.
Well, and I've covered other stuff.
You have, but I mean, I'm saying that even in the last batch, we talked about fucking oh, that was just a...
That was an aside.
Aside. You're right.
Squirrels not having souls.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You're right.
So, probably gonna have to revisit that at some point when people see it and start sending comments or whatnot. And
Yeah,
I'll
it's
have to,
gonna be
because I've got more to say.
I know you do. Yeah.
But anyway, now the last couple episodes, horses, dogs. Today, and then after this, I think I'll get off animals for a while. Exotic pets.
Yeah, no, I ain't nothing fancy.
You know, they love to floss with fucking wild ass birds and monkeys and stuff,
and shoot them.
I think now that people, we already did talk about that.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
We talked about taxidermy.
That's
and
what it was.
hunting.
Yeah.
So I've been. Well, dude, animals fucking.
It was not an indictment.
Fits.
It was not an indictment.
Fits.
I was actually sitting here thinking, like, please don't make this the end of you talking about animals.
I'm sure I'll think of more in the future.
For sure.
Probably birds.
I also think that breeding will eventually, that could be a thing. We could talk about the breeding of them.
Well, we just, in horses, we talked about.
We did, but not dogs. We could talk, and we talked about dogs, but we didn't talk about, like, them making, like, Pekingese or Pyrenees.
We will circle back to animals fucking for sure.
Absolutely.
Okay. But anyway, and then I think people now realize, I don't know if they would have realized before this, but ever since Tiger King, which we will speak more about later, I'm sure, people realized that also rednecks and trash love wild-ass animals, too. And I had a Tiger King light in my town that I'll tell y'all about a little later.
We'll light, like Bud Light.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tiger King light.
I thought like a memorial.
I told you about it.
You
know about
Big Bob.
Big Bob.
Big Bob.
That's not his real name, but it fits him. So anyway, we'll talk about him later. We'll talk about wild animal, exotic animals. Wild as in exotic. They are also literally wild animals. You get it. We'll talk about those later. And then history, Professor Cho on the subject of what?
Napoleon Bonaparte,
Yes.
Le Petit Empereur, I believe, is one of his...
the Little Emperor?
One of his many pseudonyms.
How short was he?
Well, we're going to talk...
Isn't it like he wasn't really that short for the time?
Well, here's the thing. He wasn't...
People act like he was a dwarf.
Everybody acts like he was a dwarf, and there's two reasons for that. Number one, that was all like propaganda by like the English to make him seem like he don't hit.
English stayed doing
Also, when they measured him, they met French and English have two different types of centimeters and inches.
Yeah.
And he was measured in French inches, which it made everyone think
French.
that
Me too.
French, yeah. Yeah, right. So
I
it
am
made
too.
everybody think that he was 5'2", which is Kevin Hart size. But like he actually was not. He was 5'6", which is definitely still short today.
at
that time it wasn't.
Was it really?
He was absolutely average height. But
English stayed doing propaganda, more like propaganda.
Propaganda. Yeah.
Am I right? Anyway, but before we do that, producer Russ, apparently, we talked about Russia last episode.
yes,
and
we did the rule
That
show.
reminded Russ, producer Russia over here,
Yeah.
of some Russia shit you've seen on the internet.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
gonna
I
show
don't,
it
I
to
don't know
us.
if I guess probably I don't think Trae, you've heard of this. Is what is it? Look at that Russian on
Yeah.
Instagram.
It's a great page.
So
Nat
Corey's heard
actually
of
sent
it,
it to
but-
me.
Yeah, it's just there's some there's some pictures of just some random like
That a baby hanging on a fence.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
just how
Put
they
him
do
up there
in
for
Russia.
later.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like a scarecrow, but with wolves.
Yeah.
here's some just Russian dudes just I don't know what stolen purses maybe. Who knows what's going on there?
Well, they could have
Some of these
just
are.
found them.
I mean, this guy. though.
Bee
Is that
pants.
covered in
Bee
bees?
pants.
He got bee pants.
Yeah, he got
on.
bee
my
pants
God.
I
on.
can get you some bee pants.
I know. How do you do that? Would you just rubs honey on those localized areas
I
or
think
something like
I've
that?
seen you. I don't know exactly how it works, but you can kind of like spread
Make yourself
bees.
a bee shirt. Yeah.
You can like spread bees like mayonnaise. Just
Yeah.
spread bees on yourself. You can do that kind
Yeah.
of. I don't know how or why, but like
Yeah.
bees are spreadable.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think.
yeah.
Look
I
at-
think you can
look at this.
like mayonnaise. Oh shit!
What the
What's
fuck
happening
is
here?
that?
Is this a fucking water hurricane? Oh,
There's people swimming there. Just
yeah.
watch.
And here comes a Russian in a helicopter. Of
Look at
course.
it.
Oh fuck!
Are those corpses?
Those are journalists.
Yeah,
Yeah, they are.
that's what I'm saying. Just making the weekly journalist
look at some of these boats.
They just
got
drive down by
blown
where
up.
all the fucking little Russian kids are swimming.
Just
and
so they know what's gonna
yeah,
happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just fucking throw
Here's this-
journalist out of a
I
helicopter.
don't really know what this is, but like he's obviously messing with this guy.
Some guy's out there trying to clean, and this guy just keeps throwing fucking paper airplanes.
I don't know.
I love how an orange jumpsuit is also a thing over there. That's
Yeah.
nice. Here we
Oh,
go.
that
Oh, this is
is.
great. Watch this.
Oh yes.
Look at. Look at. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
that's pretty good.
Fucking wild
let's see.
shit over there. What's is that?
look at
Puttin on a
this guy.
horse?
No, it's not. It's just like
He's channeling Putin.
Yeah.
I was about to say that's definitely
yeah.
that's definitely one of their
I don't-
things.
you know what
there
I
we
just-
go.
Yeah, that's good. You know what I just noticed? It is that. Oh, that is a real horse. Okay.
Yeah, it's a real
all right.
horse.
One
Was
of
that lady
there
drinking
is.
a-
Look at this. This is great.
Nice.
I mean,
Is that
look,
Bowie?
David Bowie.
look at this one.
Oh my god.
Rich girl.
The fuck?
I doubt it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that
In Russia,
That might
Jersey
be
Shore
Bowie.
comes
That-
to you.
I don't
Is
know.
that
Is
Bowie?
that?
I think that's
Hold
David
on.
Bowie.
Is that?
It fucking looks
We
like
both
David
thought it
Bowie,
was.
but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oof.
Who's the other? Hold on, that other fellow looks familiar too.
I think that's.
That's something.
Yeah, I
It's,
think that's something.
He looks Russian. The guy on the left has got a Russian look for sure.
Yeah, that's definitely Bowie.
Is that
and somebody.
Russian Fonzie?
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
left? Look
yeah.
Yeah.
There you
Ah,
go.
well, what the fuck?
Putin is-
That didn't hit in the first place.
I do.
Dude,
have-
did I tell you,
You
that?
know what, did you see that?
I
Why
did.
would
I
you?
watched-
Why was that a setting for taking wedding pictures?
Dude, so my buddy
Yeah.
Kit, you know my buddy Kit, who at
Yes.
my wedding was shirtless or
Yes.
whatever. So at his wedding, which was like 12 years ago or something like that, his wife was entering the reception in her wedding dress on a white horse, right? Just her up there. And it had been raining the day before. And the horse fucking kicked her ass off directly into the mud in her wedding dress.
that hits.
Fell out.
Yeah.
Everyone fell out. And then
Yeah.
immediately Kit took off all of his clothes and jumped in the nearby pond so that she felt better about herself because he's a sweetie. But yeah,
Here's another anti-tuft,
ain't it.
anti-tuft guy.
that
like
ain't it.
Rasputin,
That ain't it at all.
right?
He ought-
Kind of Rasputin.
You ought to
look.
give that up. There's
Okay.
Kit. That's your buddy.
Yeah, that looks just like
Looks
Kit.
just
Is he the
like
best man in this?
He's the muscle.
Yeah.
He's just letting everybody else know.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that a
Condom tree.
condoms?
Condom tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, rubber tree.
Russians are, man, just
Yeah.
titties out
Here,
and all
look at-
these, huh? Oh,
Look at
yeah.
Putin.
Yeah.
That's for him.
He just thinking about how
Is he?
Oh, and then
how
this.
she gonna get.
This is also the most Russian thing possibly I've ever seen.
It's fine. It's fine. That's that meme.
Sometimes bus explode.
What you going to do?
It's Wednesday.
Sometimes bus full of reporters. They have
Yes.
to,
It burns.
make it explode.
Pieces.
Yeah,
I'm supposed
yeah.
to not have coffee
So,
because bus on fire.
Anyways, this beet soup, it is not cold. I need to send back.
Yes. It's not frigid enough to
It is
enjoy
room temperature
by
beet soup.
burning bus fire.
That really is so funny. Like, I feel like every picture of some Russians doing shit is that meme of that dog sitting in that house where everything's on fire. And it's
Yeah,
just like,
this
this
is
is fine.
fine.
This is fine. Like, they just do have to be getting used to that. Like, if you're
Now,
in,
there's like
if you live in Panama City, a titty's not going to affect you.
Also,
There's like
like,
an old
you know,
joke.
Israel, all that
yeah.
whole area. Like,
yeah.
you just
Or there's
you
like
just
a-
know there's bombs going
there's
off.
a
like, it's just-
running, or it's something like, it's like a long-standing joke. It's like the unofficial slogan of Russia is, and then things got worse.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because that's just generally what is like what we were saying last time, and I was surprised to hear they had ever hit. It's like,
Yeah.
I thought they never really hit.
Yeah, right.
Things are always tough over there. I mean, you know, they're a fucking hardened and resilient people because
For
of that.
sure. I wouldn't fuck
wanna
with one of them.
No, hell no.
Hell
dude.
no.
Also, I could use some followers, so follow me.
Yeah,
Producer Russ on
Producer
Instagram.
Russ over there on Instagram.
And this is my mom's newest dog.
Oh, yeah.
Look
Sorry,
at this guy.
Trae.
Come on, or girl, I should say.
Yeah, that's a
Bambi.
that's cute. It sure is a little.
Yep. Got it from Russia.
Yeah?
Okay.
Is that where Chihuahuas are from? Surely not.
All right?
Were they bred in Mexico? Is that what, like,
I assume
yeah, right.
I mean, they have them Mexican accents,
Yeah, right.
so I've just always assumed they came from
Yeah.
Mexico because of how they talk. Yeah, they speak Spanish. When I used to have an English bulldog, one of the only breeds of dogs that does very much hit for me. I like the wrinkly affront to God ones. Like the more they shouldn't exist,
Yeah.
Right.
the more
It
they
seems
hit
like
for
it'd
me.
be the
'cause it's
opposite with
human.
you.
It's just a human. That's the reason people breed those dogs in that way. Is
Well,
'cause
no, but
it's
I
like,
mean, I thought it would be like that's the reason that dogs don't hit for you is because how much of an affront to God.
I
they
don't
are.
like that.
No,
I don't like.
But-
Separated from the dog itself, I don't like that happens.
Right.
And
I'm with you, Trey.
but they're fucking.
I'm sorry, they're
Precious.
so cute.
So
it's like
precious and
iPhones.
rank.
You
Those,
know
like,
it's
Shar
bad,
Pays.
Yeah, right.
but you need an iPhone.
Right.
Those Shar-Peis
So-
that look like a Snuggie with eyes, like those motherfuckers are awesome.
So, but they fat and dumb. This fattest, dumbest dog you ever seen in your life. But I used to have a voice for him. And I talk like this.
Yes.
Oh, Daddy, thought you was.
Yes.
I can't see where I'm going because my eyes are swelled shut.
Yeah.
Again.
So he's Cockney.
Okay.
my hips don't work and I can't breathe.
Some more please come express my
I really wish I'd never been born, but I'll take more beans. You know,
Didn't it?
fucking so.
Don't they
Dooley,
like
right?
say a
Dooley,
word
yeah.
that rhymes with the thing? Remember that whole bit?
Cockney rhyming
scheme, yeah.
So, but anyway, I used to do that, and sometimes people would be around and they'd be like, why does he sound like that? And I'm like, because he's a fucking English bulldog.
Yeah, what would you want
What
it
are
to
you,
sound
stupid?
like? Yeah, you dumb
What's
fuck.
it supposed to sound like?
Yeah.
Well, it's just like a Chihuahua. Chihuahua speaks
Mexican,
Spanish. Go
yeah.
Dodgers.
Go Dodgers. Thinking about a fucking Chihuahua. We're wearing a fucking Jackie Robinson jersey going, Go Dodgers! Yeah.
Yeah, we might get in a little trouble for that.
Well,
I don't
fine.
mean it negatively at
Hell
all.
no.
I
How
love it.
could you?
I'm also, I like
Mexicans
the
are
Raiders.
awesome, you know?
Mexicans are so awesome. They're so great. Fucking, go Raiders. Got a big game tonight as we're recording this. They will have lost by the time y'all see it. But anyway, fuck. Why were we even talking about Chihuahuas?
We started talking about dogs because of that dog that Russ showed us.
Oh, right. Okay.
Guys, it's time to bring that summer heat into the bedroom. And by summer heat, I mean that big old wiener of yours. This episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Guys, confidence can take you far in life, and it can also help in the bedroom, especially when it comes time to step up to the plate. And that's where Blue Chew comes in. Tell them about it, Trae.
Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable tablets and at a fraction of the cost. You can take them anytime, day or night. So you can plan ahead to get down, or you can just get down whenever the opportunity arises. The process is simple. Sign up at bluechew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. And that's the best part about it. It's all done down there on the internet there. No visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at the pharmacy. No, you get it discreetly. Blue Chew's tablets are made right here in the US of A, prepared and shipped directly to your door, which hits.
It does hit. I'm a long time Blue Chew man, and that's pretty much just going to be the way it is in this family for the foreseeable future because, as my wife will tell you, I don't need Blue Chew to have a good wiener, but my wiener hits harder when I take Blue Chew, so why wouldn't I do that? Her favorite time of the month is when the postman shows up with a little white envelope. It's my favorite time of the month, too, because it means I didn't have to go down to the pharmacist, which is the worst part of any of this bullshit, because I know my pharmacist, and that's awkward. And we got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew for free when you use our promo code POA at checkout. All you got to do is pay $5 shipping for a brand new wiener. That is bluechew.com, promo code POA to receive your first month for free. Visit bluechew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast and getting us a brand new wiener.
Psst. Who's going to take care of your family if something happens to you? What would they do without your income? If you don't have a plan, you need to go to GoliathLife.com. Get a quick quote for more than 20 carriers. You don't even have to leave the house. If you need a medical exam, they'll send somebody to your house or office. You're in total control. You pick the rates, you pick the payments, you pick the terms. You're in total control, but it gives you and your family peace of mind. What if something happens to your income? Hurry to GoliathLife.com.
So anyway, exotic animals. Rich people like exotic animals. They kind of always have. Even in like ancient Rome, emperors used to march in fucking lions and elephants and stuff to be slaughtered for the masses.
Yeah.
They'd feed them some Christians first.
That was good of them.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So they got a little treat before the slaughter, and also you get to kill Christians by the way, crowd, and that hit for them too.
It was different then, but nowadays, if you feed a lion a Christian, that's a fucking big meal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
like at least the Christians I know.
Well marbled.
Yeah, it's a real good. That's going to be all day, lion.
American
Back
Christians?
then, they's all fucking wearing loincloths and covered in dirt and shit.
Yeah, especially the ones they threw to them.
Yeah,
like
they didn't hit.
No, they didn't hit.
Christians didn't used to hit.
No, they didn't. I mean,
well, they hit in a
different way.
Power way.
Right, yeah, for sure.
They used to didn't hit at all.
No.
They got fed to lions and stuff. Anyway, so menageries.
I love menageries.
Well, they've been a thing for forever. Exotic animal menageries. People have always loved them. Again,
hold on, for everybody that doesn't know,
people love wild ass animals.
Menagerie is like a collection of things in a zoo like situation. Yeah, because I think of like the collector from Guardians of the Galaxy.
I think that I guess is a menagerie too, but like the classical. In the classical sense, a menagerie was like a collection of animals.
Animals, right?
I think they could
it's
be
like a zoo.
I think it could be like even fake animals,
right?
Like there's the glass menagerie,
right?
It's like a collection of little glass animals or whatever. It's like it doesn't have to be real animals, but anyway, I'm talking about real animals.
Yeah.
Collection of real and exotic animals that hit for people, and people have wondered why do rich people love exotic animals so much. If you ask an exotic animal person, they'll tell you it's just ego, basically.
Yeah, and I mean they're expensive.
It's that exclusivity again.
Right.
Like
we've been
saying, anything that poor people can't really do, it's gonna hit for them.
Of course.
Also, they're all about pissing contests.
Right.
You got to find a way to stand out and be different. If some other bitch posed next to an alpaca in her wedding pictures,
you got to have two
alpacas.
Lemur.
You got to have a lemur, and you're everybody getting tigers.
Yeah.
You got to get a liger
for sure.
It's the young thug doctrine.
You got to if someone has a menagerie, you got to get. Two. You got to have menagerie trois.
Two menageries,
yeah.
And that's pretty much what it comes down to.
It's real simple.
They hit.
Like their ideology and stuff is very simple.
These things hit for us. Yeah, basically. So there was some pictures. So apparently this is real big with like the oil money fellas.
Right. Because they literally can't spend all their money.
Right. And also they also can't.
Are they cleaning his hands?
I don't know what the
They're
hell's
licking
happening.
his
It's
hands,
lions
like
licking him.
cleaning
But these like Saudi prince motherfuckers from over there, they're all about this exotic animal life.
Yeah.
And if this is the article that has the other, there's a bunch of
Is
these
this the right
pictures.
one?
I don't know. I think it actually might be. There's a capybara. Somebody's got a pet
Oh, man.
of it. I
I
think
like
there's a different
Different
link
one?
I sent you, Russ.
I
It's got a
identify with
bunch
the
of-
capybaras.
Lions,
Yes,
cheetahs,
I
selfies.
think it's this one. Yeah,
this
yeah.
one. Oh, this is great.
So look, keep going down.
It's like
look,
you
look
can-
at this.
Holy
First off, they just
fuck.
throw snakes on a Bugatti. That's a
Yeah,
Rolls
why
Royce.
not?
They throw snakes on a Rolls
Sure.
Royce.
That's a
take
hidden-looking
picture of
snake.
it. Look at this, stacking turtles up. I got
Oh,
turtles on,
shit.
turtles on, turtles, motherfucker.
It's turtles all the way down, bitch.
How many turtles you got, motherfucker?
That is-
not 5.
It's
stacked up.
Can
Come
we
at my
Photoshop
turtles, bitch.
Corey's face on here and make merch out of it?
Yeah, posing
Yeah.
next to the turtles.
No, my face on all the turtles. I think.
That too.
But see, this shit drives animal lovers crazy.
Of course.
For reasons like this.
Yeah.
He's
But he's
stacking
not-
these turtles up to take a picture of him. Now look,
He's not
you
doing
know,
nothing wrong, really, though.
Well,
is
there's
he?
two
Is he
types
hurting
of
him?
like when you say animal lovers, you can interpret those two phrases
Oh, I
very
would sure
differently.
This guy would tell you he's
loves,
an animal
He clearly
lover. Yeah,
loves
right.
the animals.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just that like maybe not like about how their life is and stuff like that.
So, some of them gotta fuck the
Can you
animals, right?
fucking domesticate
Probably,
tigers
yes.
and lions? Because every now and it's like Siegfried and Roy, I know, but I'm like, I thought they were like sorcerers.
I mean, I think there's a difference in the terms, meaning like domesticate.
No, but like-
tame.
Tame.
Yes.
Yeah, because like look at this shit. Like
right. But as I understand it, it's always possible
Right.
that they'll just
Siegfried,
eat your
Siegfried and Roy, like that
Yeah,
that happened.
yeah, right,
Did
yeah.
that kill him? Did he die because
No,
of that?
he lived. I'm pretty sure.
Okay,
I
Is he-
think.
yeah.
He probably don't fuck with tigers. Actually, no, lunatic like that. He probably loves tigers even more now.
Right, because in his mind, he's like, well, think about all the times that didn't happen.
So
Like, if someone gets one DUI, you're like, yeah, but think about how many times they drive
mean,
drunk and didn't
and it's
get
on a
caught.
case by case basis. I don't know shit. I'm not saying that it hits. This guy got his monkey in the bed. I mean, that's precious.
Wake
It
up,
is
guy.
precious. It'd be so funny if he mauled.
Look at
Oh,
him.
my God.
Very cute.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's time- work.
Chimpanzee, right?
Time
Yeah.
for work.
They will eat your baby, dog.
Yeah, yeah,
Chimpanzees are brutal.
yeah.
Hey, like chimpanzees have had wars with each other.
Really?
Yes.
Like calculated, not
What-
just
yes. There have been tribes of chimpanzees who systematically attack another tribe of chimpanzees that don't hit for them in like consecutive assaults. They take prisoners and enslave them. And fuck it, and until they all wiped out, and it's like, yeah, this is our jungle now.
Okay.
We won the chimpanzee war.
I'm not.
Like they're wild, dude.
I hope
this
this
is turning into the Joe Rogan
No,
experience.
I was
no,
just
I
gonna
don't
say, if you
Now,
want to
Russ,
know
pull
more,
that up,
yeah,
Russ,
yeah.
pull that up.
You see
Pull
the
that
fucking
thing will rip your
balls,
fucking
man?
dick off, dude.
I was just gonna say, if you
pretty
want to know
crazy.
more about chimpanzees,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
pick any
Joe
Joe
Rogan
Rogan
podcast.
Experience
Well, listen
podcast.
though.
Right,
But listen
right.
though, and I don't mean maybe this
They've
is
got the chimpanzee stuff pretty well covered over
maybe
there.
this is gonna.
They are wild though.
This is not going to sound stupid, but like when you say that one group of chimpanzees would like get at another group of chimpanzees, was it just chimpanzees like the Civil War where it's like, yeah, we're all Americans? Or was it like a different breed of chimpanzees? So there was some like racism amongst the tribe involved. Like they're
No.
orange chimpanzees.
No,
Fuck
no,
them.
no.
They don't.
It
hit.
wasn't that. It was a
Right,
territory
right.
thing.
Right.
Right.
Gang wars. Is
So look at that little monkey. Is
that a
I
marmoset?
want one.
I don't know what the hell it is. Of course you want one. I mean,
Yeah.
hell. So I found this list of like common exotic pets for rich people.
Yeah.
Right. And there's a new thing. They constantly putting out new animals.
Right.
It's called a Savannah cat. It's like all the rage right now because they've crossed a regular house cat with a
Sphinx?
a serval. You ever heard of a serval?
No,
It's
I
a
haven't.
wild
Don't
African.
they make that coffee with the shit?
No, that's a Sidica.
I don't know what it is. I know what you're talking
Cat
about.
shit?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think it's different. Anyway, it's a wild African cat called a serval. They mixed it with a regular cat. That's called a Savannah cat. That's all the rage right now. And then
damn.
like,
Look at that thing.
yeah, dude, they're fucking sweet.
Do they they fuck you up?
Peacocks, lemurs, they absolutely can fuck you up.
Right.
Peacocks, lemurs, but on this list, have you ever
Look at this
heard? Dude,
Dude, that is fucking huge.
Have you ever heard of a
My fucking God,
Just
look at its
drinking a
ears.
Gatorade with my Savannah cat.
Yeah. That looks like you, kind of. Fucking toboggan, trashy fucking Boston motherfucker.
He looked like trash.
No offense, Russ,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you know.
no.
Well, again,
I'm
trash
taken.
people find ways to have these exotic animals.
Spend their
sometimes.
whole
It's like-
life savings on
Right,
it.
well, it's like buy the
big-
other trash people buy. My dad was the type of trash to buy a big screen TV and a hidden
Right.
stereo, as opposed to just like,
Well, like,
I
was gonna say,
tires.
It's not. Well, I was
or
going to say
whatever.
it's not.
Which it for me because Saving Private Ryan had just come out
Well,
and it fucking slapped.
it's
on the
not
new setup,
abnormal,
but
like-
but there's some people that do that,
It's-
but with monkeys.
Yeah, it's
and
not
lions
abnormal
and
to
shit.
see a trailer park and every now and then there will be a super sweet Dodge Charger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's like that car is
Well,
worth.
that guy just signed up for the army.
Right. That's yes, you're right. But like when they have one, it's like it wasn't like they could just
Yeah, his old lady gonna suck a bunch of dick when he go to Afghanistan.
hunt it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we all know that guy.
Yeah. Yes, we do.
You know what they call those old ladies? Who
Yes,
do that?
yes.
It's very funny in my
It's-
opinion. It's a military slang word that I think is hilarious.
Poop troops.
Dependopotamuses.
Nice. Nice. Hey, you got a little something. Let me see. It went to the other side.
Hits.
I'll zoom in for the first 26 minutes.
So on this list, have you ever heard of guinea fowl or
no,
guineas?
I've heard of well, like
I've definitely heard of guineas.
No.
yeah, that's an Italian chicken. Because
Oh my god.
Is that racist?
Yeah, but in a hidden way.
We're gonna get some.
We have already established our stance on all that.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, it's racist against
Right.
Italians. So who gives a fuck?
They've
Not
been doing
me.
it to us.
I
yeah.
don't. So anyway, okay. So I guess this was just a Salina thing then, but apparently guinea fowl are on this list of fancy exotic animals. It says that like they're often given as wedding gifts, which seems like it wouldn't hit for me. Look up guinea fowl, Russ. But in Salina, people
So like guinea pig, but guinea fowl. So tiny chicken.
it's like. So in Salina, you look at it. It ain't like it appears to hit.
That's like a
in my
peacock
opinion.
turkey.
Yeah.
But so in Salina, there were a bunch of people that had these like in their yard, like you'd have chickens and stuff.
Yeah.
And everybody used to always talk about
They have
how
eggs.
they were like. Everybody hated them. It
Yeah,
seemed
right.
to me like anybody had a neighbor that had guineas and stuff. They were always just like, they're the dumbest fucking birds you've ever met. You get that
What, these
fucking
guys?
goddamn guinea fowl in my fucking yard. I wish I could shoot everyone. Like, I always was under the impression that guinea did not. I would never, ever, ever have expected to see them on a list like this because there was some trailer trash motherfuckers who just had guinea fowl running around their yard like they were like. They didn't
look
look
like
they
the-
didn't look like that.
They look like the viceroys from Star Wars Episode 1, kind of.
Yeah, those were racist.
They were very racist, dude.
Against the Japanese,
Yeah,
I believe it
Buddy,
was
it was
racist
pretty
against.
rough.
I feel like the contrast between how horrible their neck up looks.
Yeah, I agree.
And then
Horror show.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Horror
it,
show.
it
What a
looks
bummer,
like one
'cause
of
the
our
rest-
uncles wearing
dude,
a tailored suit.
A lot of birds be like that.
They
Man.
do. Turkeys be like that.
I mean, their bottom half is beautiful.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of birds' heads don't hit.
Yeah.
Okay, the ones in Salina didn't look like that. Those are wild looking. They look more like the one that first one you pulled up. It's just kind of like fat fucky.
Fat, dumb,
Actually,
and
you
don't
see
hit.
that fourth one? The one right next to that
Yeah,
on the
that-
left.
that's what's
That's what they looked like.
That's a
The ones in
turkey
Salina.
peacock.
And they just run out in the road and just fucking
murdered.
stand there
Yeah.
and not move and just.
They do
yeah,
that. They
fuck
do the
this
turkey.
Yeah,
bird.
like, and they
But
they just
can you
didn't-
eat them?
They
Like, you
didn't-
eat them?
I'm sure you can eat them for
Well,
sure,
right.
but they weren't.
When you can eat anything.
Anyway, they didn't hit for nobody.
Right. So
As
what's
I
the fucking
recall,
point?
as I recall. So I was just stunned earlier today to find out that apparently rich people traffic in those fat fuck dipshit birds.
I've never. It's
didn't
wild
see
to
that
me that
coming.
like being someone who loves rich people shit and also someone who's adjacent to trash. I've never seen. Maybe I did and just thought from afar it was a turkey.
Right. Well, I mean, apparently it could have just been
Ugh.
like a trend in Salina, I guess.
Right.
Like it's not.
I didn't know y'all got trends.
We don't. It's
Right.
stuff like that.
Right.
It's funny to imagine that it like a trend in the world of high class weddings. Just one of them got to Salina, and it was the one
bird.
about the
Birds
fat,
that
dumb
don't hit.
birds that don't hit.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, I just, I don't have much else to say about fancy people and exotic animals, but I want to talk about rednecks or white trash with exotic animals. Again, everybody knows this now because of Tiger King, the cultural phenomenon. I'd never even thought about it. Now, we did a little spin-off podcast about Tiger King. I talked about all this on
Called
there.
Tiger by the Tail. You can look it up on Trae's YouTube.
I talked about all this on there, but I'm going to bring it up again now because it's relevant today. I never thought twice about this, but we had a Joe Exotic type motherfucker in my hometown. I say had, he's still there. He also had a fucking zoo, a trash ass zoo.
Menagerie.
Right, a menagerie. He had a menagerie right in the middle of town with fucking camels and llamas and alpacas and kangaroos and zebras and fucking all this wild shit in a little paddock right down by the Donaldson Park in the middle of Salina, and rednecks used to go down there and like try to fuck with the camels and get spit in their own face, and because camels would do that shit.
Of course they will, yeah.
And then he also had.
Will a camel fuck you up? I don't know.
I wouldn't want to fuck with a camel.
I mean, me either, but I don't know. Like, he's like, like horses, if you stand behind them, they'll kick you. Do camels, are they able to do that type of shit? Do you know?
I have no idea.
I would love to see one of your buddies get kicked in the head by a camel.
Me too. I mean, I better run your ass over for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
So he also had a monkey, and
what was that monkey's name?
Carlos, I think.
Carlos, yeah.
Carlos
Even
the
his monkey was Puerto Rican.
Carlos. He got a time. He had a monkey, and he'd been engaged over the years in fierce custody battles for this monkey with the primary caretaker of the monkey. And it's gone back and forth, and I think he had regained custody of the monkey, but then he got arrested again recently, and so now they've took Big Bob's monkey away from him. Meemaw called me and told me that he'd been arrested again, and I said, well, what happened to his monkey? And she goes, I hope that little shit's dead.
Just because the monkey don't hit for her?
Turns out Meemaw and the monkey got beef.
Did he like throw shit at her face or something?
He just gave her the side eye in a parking lot once.
I don't like the way that monkey looked at me.
That's what she said. That's literally what she said. She was at like the grocery store or something, and the monkey was there.
Just crawling over his shoulder like a poo.
And the monkey looked at her in a way she found to be threatening, and so that Big Bob's monkey don't hit for her.
That's so goddamn funny.
So anyway, we had one of those guys, and just take it for granted.
Couldn't find anything.
On Big Bob?
You don't say his real name or you don't know it, but
No, I know it. I know exactly what it is.
oh, okay.
You just type in Geraldo Rivera, Salina, Tennessee.
What are two things that don't hit? I'll take it.
Yeah. Anyway, and then also, I used to have a joke in my act about a redneck getting arrested for, quote, breeding illegal reptiles.
Yeah, great bit.
Which I always hit for people because, like, that's the other thing, too. Trash, they love
Snakes. Love snakes.
They love snakes and wild reptiles.
Wearing them and stuff.
Shit like that,
Spiders.
We had the turtle man. Just rednecks just fucking with wild ass animals, swamp people, alligator. It's a thing.
Is it because you think it's like they see the rich people doing it? Like it's the same thing as like a Bugatti to them? They're like, oh, if I can get that.
I think monograms and shit like that are like that.
Right.
I think with wild animals, dude, we talked about this on Tiger by the Tail.
Yeah.
They just fucking hit for people.
Yeah, they do.
Like, dude, tigers
is wild.
Tigers go a long way.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about, like, I'm sorry. I know it ain't cool. I'm sorry. If I was in a fucking casino, and some trash ass motherfucker walked up to me and he had proof, he had pictures or something, and said, "Hey, you want to come play with these baby tigers?"
Hell yeah.
Sign me up.
Of course, dude.
I'm trying to play with a baby tiger.
Yeah,
of course
I wouldn't
want to.
like
Tigers hit.
Yeah, I wouldn't like, then later when they grow up, go hunt them and shit like that.
People just have like a fascination with animals, and it's true. And when you're rich, you have the resources to exploit that fascination, and that's what you do. And if you're, if you're a certain type of redneck, then you may not have the resources, but you just go catch one and in the swamp or whatever.
Yeah, which is what He's a pharmacist.
He was
so
a
had some
pharmacist
money.
at the
Right.
height of the fucking opioid deal
Right, so
in
he was just-
Salina. I mean, he had money
He had
and
tiger
he blew
money.
it all on zebras.
Right.
You know?
What's the resale value you think?
Not
on,
great, I don't
Right.
think.
Those depreciate.
Surely.
I mean,
they
like-
get old.
Right,
They
that's what
turn
I'm
green
saying.
and die. I
Yeah.
heard.
Right. I'm just like I didn't know if you could like. If you bought a baby tiger, if like when it was 5, it was still worth a good bit of money. Like I don't know,
Okay, we're talking about tigers.
or lions, whatever. Because to me, there's
Tigers and shit, I would think, even if it's a 5-year-old tiger, it ain't going to be as expensive as a baby tiger.
And-
But,
well,
dude,
I
it
could-
ain't going to be cheap.
but I
don't
could make
think.
the argument though
Unless
that
it's
there's
old
some.
and busted.
I could make the argument though that there's some
Nobody
people
want
that
an
would
old,
pay
busted tiger.
that would pay more to get one that had already been like tamed and trained and stuff like that, so they didn't have to go through that whole situation. Like, do you get like buying a
I
baby
feel
tiger
like if you
hits?
don't have a tiger,
You want to do
you
all that,
want to have it as a baby for a
right?
while.
Well, and
you know
teach
what I
it
mean?
all its stuff. Yeah,
Just because like
that's when it hits the hardest.
that's when it hits the hardest.
right? Because it's like a
You
it's
don't
like
want
a
to
puppy
skip the
hitting
the
his part.
baby part
Yeah.
of tiger owning.
Yeah, I guess you're right. That'd be
That's
a
the
bummer.
hitting his part. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's all I got on exotic animals. If you ain't got nothing to add, we can move on.
I don't have anything to add, but I feel like this is definitely going to come up again because I want to. I want to later get into the big game hunting part of it at some point.
We talked about that.
We did?
Yeah.
Oh, the taxidermy shit.
No. We had a whole. It was 2 episodes. We did an episode taxidermy. We also
You're
did,
right. That
we
was,
also did an
we
episode
filmed
on
these months in advance.
on
I forgot.
on big game.
Yeah,
hunting.
you're right. You're right.
Talk about motherfucker killed all them elephants and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
That-
my brain is mush.
Well, I think that episode is when that you probably also forgot because I think that might be the one that devolved
into squirrels.
into us arguing about squirrels
Yeah.
for 40
Amazing.
minutes.
that checks
Check it out.
So
Yeah, that's in the
so
archives.
we didn't like cover it all that in depth. We can maybe circle back to it, but it's definitely been a previous
Oh,
topic.
I feel
Anyway.
like we need to do an entire episode devoted to that argument.
Well, we definitely could.
I'm fine with it. There was plenty of things going back and watching, and I was like, I didn't get my point across.
I think you got your point
I
across
did
pretty
not.
goddamn good.
I did not.
I just wasn't trying to hear it.
Yeah,
did
hates dogs and animals. That was
Yeah,
his point.
Can't
It's all
stand
good.
them. Well, no,
I
I
just
mean that's
don't think they have higher order cognitive abilities the way that you do.
we can't do this.
Well, I mean,
That's all I'm
we
saying.
cannot do this right now.
Yeah,
So we will be right back after this.
they don't
with-
write sonnets.
Well, yeah.
Oh, that's obvious.
Well, yeah. I mean,
That's obvious to you.
Well, I mean,
but it's not
physically,
obvious to you that they don't like hold funerals or feel
it's
the
obvious to
same
me.
type of
It's obvious to me that
love
they
and
don't.
emotions that you experience.
Just because they don't write sonnets doesn't mean they don't perform them.
Okay.
They have to memorize things because they don't have an opposable thumb.
Squirrels lose like 80% of all the nuts they hide.
No,
That's true. Yes, it is.
wait, who's studying that?
Look it up.
Are people
but
following them
it's-
around?
No.
Yes.
No. All you know,
Squirrel doctors.
all you
Squirrel
know
doctors.
is that squirrels don't utilize 80% of the nuts they find. You don't know that they're losing them.
Yeah.
They could just be
You know
putting
why?
them
Because
out
they
there.
can't
died-
talk or express anything because they're fucking stupid. All right.
I'm just saying they might leave them out there for other people. It's possible
Other
that
people.
other squirrels.
Other squirrels.
It's
They're
possible
not doing that.
Communal.
We have
They hate
we
other
have
squirrels.
food banks. We have food banks.
Communist squirrels.
We have little like free libraries and stuff like that. What if that's their thing? They're like, hey, I've got too many squirrels. I've got nuts.
None
I've got a
of that
surplus
is
of
how
nuts.
nature works.
You don't
nature,
know.
I do know. Nature is brutal and cutthroat, and it don't work that way. None of it.
Life is brutal and cutthroat, but there's
I know.
okay. Then it's the same for
Human
animals.
We are more evolved than
I agree
them.
that we're more evolved.
So
I
we
never
do-
once said that we
so-
weren't more
so
evolved.
So we do a lot of this type of shit that you're saying they also do, and I'm saying they don't.
I don't think all of them
because
do,
they are
but I
not as
think that
evolved
there
as we
are.
are.
But within the world, I think there's like more empathetic squirrels, and there's the artist squirrels, and there's like
See,
the
artist fucking
squirrels.
with me.
No, I'm
The
not.
artist squirrels is
No, I'm not.
pushing
Yes, you
it.
are.
Yeah,
No,
they're
I'm
pushing
not.
it.
It's
Just
not
trying
my
to
fault
rile
that
me
you're
up.
just a fucking hollow husk of no love, and or
Just
maybe
a
I took
realist-
Disney too serious.
Just
I don't
a realist,
fucking know.
That's just I just don't think things that are not
I've
true
seen
are true.
elephants paint.
Elephants
He's-
are
animals?
No,
He's being very Neil deGrasse Tyson right
Yes,
now.
he is.
elephants
He's just such a bummer.
are one of they're high up on the list. Of,
Agreed.
Like
Yeah, there's hierarchies and stuff.
yeah,
Monkeys,
elephants.
almost us.
elephants, I think, do like grieve, and yeah,
they
monkeys do all kinds of
do.
shit. Right?
Like they do.
Okay.
So why
They're
couldn't
not
a squirrel?
squirrels.
No, but they are animals. You said all animals.
I did not. I did not.
That's
I made
true.
an exception
It
for
was
elephants.
specifically about squirrels.
I
the
made an
argument.
exception for elephants last time. I said
See,
there's-
Trae has a hierarchy of
Trey
animal.
doesn't. The world does.
Right, yeah.
But I'm saying
Animals are fucking
Scientists.
different.
okay, so
some of them do different
so
things
you don't
than
think that
others.
there's elephants that don't grieve?
I mean, probably.
Okay, then there's squirrels that do,
Asshole elephants.
and there's some that don't. Yeah,
No.
I think that
because elephants have the capacity to, and squirrels do not.
some do. There's smarter
You
squirrels.
don't know that.
You don't know that.
I think I do know that.
I don't think you do. If
Wait,
you
wait.
don't
Are you
know
saying
that, then I don't know.
every squirrel is the exact same intelligence?
No.
There you go.
No. What? No.
Thank
I'm
you, Your
saying-
Honor. I rest my case.
I'm saying though,
Last episode,
There's
he
gotta be some
said
dumbass
every
squirrels.
squirrel's the same.
there's gotta be some dumbass squirrels and some hitting ass squirrels, I guess. Okay, sure, but the fucking smartest goddamn squirrel in the world
Right.
isn't like
The dumbest dolphin.
exactly.
I never said it was.
No. Is it so?
Never
The
said it was.
dumbest dolphin is
But-
smarter than the smartest squirrel.
But some of the
Yeah,
Dude,
for
I
sure.
think so too.
the fucking concept of like romantic love and profound loss that sticks with them and like melancholy and shit. Fucking squirrels don't feel melancholy. They might shit might be like, oh, that didn't hit.
Why
that really
does
didn't
an
hit.
elephant though and a squirrel don't?
Elephants are fucking they're a higher order of creatures.
I'm just
Squirrels
saying
are fucking rodents.
You don't think a mouse feels love?
No, rodents are different.
What about
Rodents are
a-
different than fucking primates.
What like a fox?
that are
A
different.
fox. Does a fox you think could feel it? Because dude, if you're
If
gonna try to tell me,
foxes
you
were
know
like-
that dogs
if
feel love. You
foxes-
know that
yes,
dogs feel
yes,
love.
Yes.
You
I was
said he
about
said
to
before that
say-
they don't. By the way,
No, I didn't. I said they were programmed to do so, and so they do. And I was about to say the same thing about foxes. I don't know that much about foxes, all right?
Right.
But I feel like
However,
I
you
know a
are
lot about
trained
squirrels.
in squirrels.
I just know that squirrels don't hit. All
Yeah.
right,
No, they do hit.
They're fine. I bet if foxes were like treated the way that dogs are,
You're right.
that they could maybe develop the capacity to be that type of creature. But I think it would take generations before they felt like that real kinship and connection with a human master, because dogs are slaves. They are. Yeah. They are slaves. My cat's a slave too. Except
No,
no,
you're the
cats-
slave.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
cats
but you
own
don't really
people.
like have your cat do things for you.
It
No,
can't-
the
it-
cat,
no.
cats aren't slaves.
Right. Oh.
They're
They
actually-
definitely could. They
But
But I
choose
mean,
not
even
to.
dogs, like, who's really the slave? Because, like, you're
depends
following
on
them
the
around, picking up their
relationship. Right.
shit.
Yeah.
You're like,
You're right.
feeding
You're right.
them, like-
You're right.
Look at that squirrel's
You're
like,
right.
what have I done?
Yeah, he's really bummed
That's
out.
a sad
he
squirrel.
killed his whole family. Watch them all die in front of him.
And he feels remorse.
So people now think, dog and cat doctors now think that dogs were like domesticated by humans
And cats
from wolves,
domesticated themselves,
and that cats perhaps domesticated themselves,
which I buy.
which seems to make sense to me and also really hits. Of course, fucking Meemaw's calling me.
that's
now.
gay.
That's okay. Hey, I got to pee, and we're going to be right back after this with history with Professor Cho on the subject of Napoleon Bonaparte.
Are you feeling stuck making minimum payments on your credit card debt? SaveWithConrad.com can help, and you don't need perfect credit or money out of your pocket to do this. NMLS number 65084, equal housing lender. Oh, and did I mention no house payments for 2 months? Get rid of your credit card debt and lower your monthly payments right now at SaveWithConrad.com.
All right, welcome back. Meemaw's doing all right. Don't
Yeah.
you worry about that. It
Good.
snowed.
Oh, shit. Word?
Well, no, I mean, you know.
Yeah, we are a lot more north of me, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Why? Right. True. Tennessee. It's been snowing this week in Tennessee.
Right, yeah, I don't,
It's
yeah.
been a big deal.
Yeah.
In Tennessee.
Yeah.
She
because
just
before that it was fucking
called-
75 degrees.
She just called to tell me that, but she's all right. Anyway, it's time for history with Professor Cho on the subject of Napoleon Bonerparty.
boner parts.
Oh, Bonerparty
Yeah,
over here.
my favorite parts.
Yeah. All right. Here's what I think I know about Napoleon. We already kind of covered part of it. I used to always think, oh, he was a dwarf a hit. That's wild. But
Yeah.
then it's like, oh, he really wasn't all that short. Okay. He was one of the Frenchiest motherfuckers ever lived, and yet whooped a whole bunch of ass. Right. So
Sure.
you know they don't. The rub on the French is that they don't hit at fighting. Yet this dude conquered most of the world.
Yeah.
For the French.
Yeah.
So that's a thing. I am aware that the French stereotype of being pussies isn't entirely accurate, but it's funny to me, so I just roll with it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to apologize for that either. I mean, fuck the French
No,
and the Italians. I don't care.
The French don't hit for a lot of people.
Yeah, right. But anyway, I mean, but again, I'm saying it. I'm just kidding, you guys.
Well, and that's the
just
thing.
love all you other types
By the way,
of white.
I am French, so we can't be canceled.
Oh, there you
Because
go.
I approve
Rest
of
is
there
this.
you go.
So
I am
it's
a
okay
pussy.
to do. A fun fact, I think I heard something like he got beat at one point or something. He got exiled. He came back from exile and just sort of took the army back.
Yeah.
And
then declared himself emperor.
The new guy sent the army out there. Is like, don't let him come back. And they walked out there and he was like, hey, remember me? I hit.
They
Y'all
were
are
like,
with
"He
me
does
now."
hit.
And they were like, he does hit. And then they
Fuck, let me in.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
And that was,
that was it.
that's pretty much it.
Yeah, well, I mean, as you were saying, like, this is what the French don't hit. That's the narrative. They're bad at fighting, but like, this guy's one of the greatest, general brigadiers of all time. And as it should be pointed out, and I'm sure we pointed out before, like, no matter what you're reading about history, there's a good chance that what you're reading is bullshit.
Yeah.
And if you go read a different, like, another country's encyclopedia, it looks completely fucking different. So, like, it should be, I think everybody listening to this knows, like, yeah, no, really, Corey, we thought you were the end-all, be-all on this. It's like, dude, I felt like in reading this, so many things conflicted, and I'm like, well, here was the most interesting thing, so what the fuck ever. And one thing you said was like, oh, he's one of the Frenchest motherfuckers ever. And, like, yeah, now that we look back on it and, like, what France is, but, like, he actually, so he was born August 15th, 1769, which I know I say this every time, but, like, it's just so wild. Like, thinking about 1769 and that area.
69.
Yeah, I know. And thinking about that time period, like, Bonaparte, like, that right there just looks so much different than the 1700s I think of in other parts. Like, it's wild.
Really? That right there looks
Yeah.
very 1700s-y to me.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I think
with
it's
that.
1700s, and I think of that motherfucker right there.
I guess it's just the name Napoleon Bonaparte. Like, I don't ever think of him being in the same time as, like, Thomas Paine and shit, even though, like, it clearly was. Like, it's just...
Wait. So was Napoleon in charge of France when they were helping us win the Revolutionary War?
You know what? That's...
Because that's all... Oh, wait,
No,
you said he was
born in
He was born in
1769. Yeah, so,
okay.
like, that at all...
So he was a little baby Frenchman when
he
we
was
were winning the war.
most likely inspired by a lot of that stuff. But here's the thing, though. He was born...
Right.
He was born Napoleon Bonaparte.
Yeah, that's...
He's an Italian.
No. He changed his name. Because he's not really, like, if he had been born 2 months earlier, he would have been considered Italian. The part where he was from had been recently taken over by France or whatever, and he changed his name to Bonaparte to sound less Italian as he got older, is what I'm saying.
Is
So, like,
crazy.
he's not the most
You didn't
French
know that, Trae?
motherfucker. Like, he was more Italian.
You didn't know that?
No.
I'm always blown away. I know I don't know shit, but if
Yeah,
you
I
don't
didn't
know
know
something,
that.
I'm like, wow.
He's not-
okay, that's
he's
pretty
not really
cool.
like-
So you knew that?
No, I'm saying I didn't.
I didn't know he was... But
He was born on the
You said he was born Napoleon Bonaparte.
Yeah.
Which I guess...
That sounds more Spanish, the way I said it.
Well, it just sounded like you just fancied up his name.
I know,
and I was
because-
like, okay.
I know, because that's what it
What
was.
he did,
and
he
then,
just took the shine off of it.
Yeah,
later?
yes,
But how you take the shine off and become more French?
right,
See, that don't make sense to me.
because to us, both of those things are like super fancy.
Yeah.
But Napoleon Bonaparte sounds more French, but he was actually born in Ajaccio, which is on the Mediterranean island of Corsica, which lies to the west of Italy. And the island came under French rule in the same year that he was born.
Right.
So, like, had that not happened, he's not French.
Is Corsica still French?
I don't fucking...
I thought Corsica was like Italian now.
Well, they might have gave it back.
Yeah,
You know,
but
that happens
that
sometimes.
happens a lot.
Yeah, that happens a good bit. So
They
we're
gotta
going to do
give
the
shit.
brief
I
overview.
actually did know that he was Corsican. I've heard him referred
I would
to...
like you to apologize to me
I've
if
heard-
that's okay.
About what?
Because you're like, oh, yeah, was he born Napoleon Bonaparte? And I had a fucking point, and you act like I was stupid.
That ain't
French-
what happened.
Yes, it is.
So they bought the island that. Right.
See, Napoleon's family was more Italian than French. You said, fuck you, that ain't true.
I did not say
Yeah,
that.
you did. Well, everybody saw this, so it's fine.
The way... Did I say that?
yeah.
I don't know. I was busy
No.
looking this up.
All I
know what
said
you said.
was the way you said...
No, but I think the
Napoleon
confusion here
Bonaparte.
is that you were thinking that he just changed the pronunciation of his last name.
That's how it sounded. You were like, so he's Napoleon
Which he
Bonaparte,
did.
right? But he actually was born Napoleon Bonaparte, which that sounds like, I thought you were doing a bit. Like, I was like, oh, all right.
Okay.
Because it sounds like the
I
same
got it.
fucking name.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
You just take some of the stank off of it.
Which
or
he did.
add
He
the
took
stank
add
on
stank.
it, add stank
Add
to it,
stank, I
whatever.
believe.
But
so
he
that's
did-
all that happened.
But
Okay,
he did
fair.
essentially just change the pronunciation.
Yeah, he did.
right.
And
But
by the
for
way,
that
I
reason,
guarantee you I botched what it was, but like, it just like, how would you pronounce that?
Napoleon Bonaparte.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
it's the
actually-
Bonerparty.
It says Napoleon D.
Oh,
Bonaparte.
Napoleon D.
Bonaparte.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I did it definitely Spanish.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, we'll do the quick overview, and then we're gonna get to some fun facts. After completing 1785, he completes his education in France. He joins the French military, immediately becoming an artillery officer, and then boom, baby, the French Revolution begins, and Napoleon sides with the revolutionaries.
Good call.
That's a great call. He fights in the French Revolutionary Wars in 1793. He's promoted to brigadier general in 1795. A new constitution in France places executive power in a 5-member directory, and he becomes a respected advisor on that. Now, the years 1796 through 99, he marries
Yeah, here we go.
Josephine
Yeah.
Tacher de la Pagerie.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
Nailed it.
French, right?
Sounds like it to
That's
me.
definitely
Yeah,
French.
Josephine Tacher de la Pagerie, the widow of General Alexander de Bonaparte.
Yeah.
I don't know. In March 1796, he leads French forces to a series of victories against the Austrians and stuff like that. Then in 1799, he's hitting. People were like, all right, we like this guy. We're behind him. And he joins a plot that overthrows the directory, right? This event is often considered the effective end of the French Revolution. So the French Revolution's happening. He's just like, all right, we're going to go. All them people, they don't hit.
This is the same time period. This is like when they was cutting off all the heads of the rich people and
Yeah.
all that, and the Bastille and all that
Yes.
shit happened. They stormed. This is the same French Revolution.
1799. Yeah,
so he
that-
was
yeah.
on the. So he was part of the ones that was like killing Marie Antoinette and them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the thing
Right.
about what I was talking about, reading history and stuff. Like,
That's like, I guarantee you, that's such a base level.
oh, yeah.
That's like European history 101
Yeah,
shit
we don't know
I
shit.
just said.
Yeah, no, I know, but-
guarantee it.
Well, I mean,
It's like
we got
everybody
our-
knows that.
We
I
got
don't.
we got our own shit going on over here.
We
you know
sure
what I
do.
mean?
Their
But-
shit don't hit for us.
But yeah, like a lot of what I read about Napoleon, it's like, oh, he's like, because he is like, okay, how can I say this? Like, we all think of him as he don't hit. And I always thought it was like, oh, even in France,
What do you mean he don't hit?
like, because he's French. Like,
Sure,
in
all
the,
right.
and it's
I'm
like he
with
did
you.
a bunch of fucked up shit. I thought that maybe like over there he was still considered a tyrant because
No.
he's leading the revolution. But like revolutions hit if you're the ones
They win.
in the revolution, right?
Yeah.
But like he's like, you know, super revered over there.
Yeah,
which by the
I
way,
knew that.
fun fact that I was going to get to later, but I'll say now. Did you know that it is technically still illegal to name a pig Napoleon in France?
I have heard that before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
s-
hilarious.
What's funny about that? I bet you because of that, there's actually more pigs named Napoleon than if they had never said that. Like I bet a lot of people wouldn't thinking like I'm gonna name a pig Napoleon, but
Are a lot of people over? Do people like normally name pigs? I know some people have pig pets,
yeah, but
but
it's
generally
like,
speaking,
if you
name
gonna
a
kill it,
pig?
you don't name it. Yeah.
Maybe they do. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I know that there's a lot of fucking farmers over there. Like Andre the Giant, you know, he was like raised in France and was like from a farming family or some shit like that. They definitely got some fucking rednecks, which I'd love to do a whole episode on. He marries Josephine. He has a victory over Austria in 1800 at the Battle of Marengo that leaves France the dominant power of the continent. So, like, for the first time, France is like, you know, superpower level type shit. And then, and this kind of comes back to like our shit, in 1803, France needs money. So what does he do? I think you know this. What does he do to get money?
Sells us Louisiana and all
There
the
you
rest
go.
of that. Yeah.
Yep. The Louisiana Purchase happens, and he sells.
But ain't we take them for that?
Oh yeah, big time.
Right.
Tim Wilson used to have a joke. He goes, "The Louisiana Purchase was back then." He goes, "We bought Louisiana from France for 3 cents an acre," and he goes, "And I bet if we sold it today, we'd triple our money." So he's got a lot of reforms that are going on now, which include the Napoleonic Code, which is the French civil code enacted on March 21st that clarifies and makes it's all the uniform laws in France, which he also sets up a huge education system. He was like really big. He was like he never really came out and said it, but everybody's like, yeah, he was definitely an atheist. Like, he was this atheist dude who was huge into like science and education, and he believed that, like, you know, regardless of money, everyone should be educated because that would be to the benefit of the country. Like, having everybody learn how to read.
What a novel concept.
I know, but it's like all these crazy things about it. It's like everybody should know how to read. That'll help fucking everybody. He was also really big on like religious tolerance. Like, he didn't like religion, but he was like, all this fucking, like, if you're not Christian or you're not Muslim, he's like, that's fucking stupid. As it often is with someone who's not religious. They're like, yeah,
that's true.
Cut it with the shit.
Some of them care a lot.
Yeah, and he was a good one where he was like, look, I'm not religious, but like all this bullshit, we've got so many other hidden things we can fight about.
Right.
Like, he loved fighting and he loved war, but like war over religion was not really like a thing that he was in. So 1812, Tsar Alexander I of Russia refuses to abide by Napoleon's policies and all that, which was forbidding trade with Britain. Napoleon's like, fuck that. And he goes to Moscow anyways. Well, he gets there and the city is abandoned. Like, he doesn't know where the fuck everybody is. And turns out what they were doing was this tactic that I should have wrote it down. I can't remember, but like, instead they knew that they couldn't take Napoleon. Like, they knew that. So what they did instead was they just started lighting their whole city on fire and were just setting fire to everything around them. And then they escaped somewhere else. So what happens is Napoleon and these motherfuckers get there and they're like, we ain't got nobody to fight. And normally what we would do was take over them and then take all their resources and then survive on them. But they've burnt all of their resources. So we're kind of fucked. So this place is retreating and setting everything on fire. Well, they go to chase them and shit. Well, winter is coming, as it were. And they were not prepared for all that, especially because they've burnt all the fucking like food systems and shelter. So they get out there. Napoleon and them had brought 600,000 men, and even though there was never really a fucking war, only 10,000 of them survived. And it's considered one of the biggest military disasters of all time. And
where was that?
Moscow.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say Russia. That's where the whole, like, don't invade Russia in the wintertime.
Yes, because they knew that, and they were like,
Hitler also tried it later on down the road. But Napoleon, and you just don't do that.
Yeah, it's like playing Buffalo in fucking, December.
It's way rougher than that.
Yeah, that's actually true.
Buffalo only recently started hitting at all. For a long time, you go to Buffalo and whip their ass in December. They just let you do it.
Yeah,
that's Russ's Patriots about it. They did it every goddamn year.
That's true. That's true. But it was like they really didn't even. There wasn't even really a battle. They were just like, if we can, it was just die. It was honestly,
you go to Russia in the winter, you just die.
It was honestly, they kind of rope-a-doped him like Muhammad Ali. They were just like constantly running away from him. They tired themselves out. They fucking died. And they were like, victory is us, So all that happened. So that's kind of a brief overview. There's the Battle of Les Epig.
Leslie Pig?
Yeah, Leslie Pig.
The Battle of Leslie Pig.
We had a couple of them in Nashville. Which results in the destruction of what is left of the French power in Germany and Poland. Napoleon's forced to withdraw west of the Rhine River. The Allies forced to invade France, capturing Paris. Napoleon is then forced to abdicate on April 6th, and he's forced into exile, which is what you were talking about. He then manages to muster a force and return to France and reestablish himself as emperor for 100 days, but he is decisively defeated at the Battle of Waterloo. Great ABBA song. 4 days later, Napoleon abdicates for the last time. He's exiled again, this time to St. Helena.
Defeated by who? The other French?
You know what? That's a good question. Russ, look up the Battle of Waterloo and see what that was. Okay.
This is your link, right?
Battle of Waterloo, also
the
called...
other powers of Europe.
Yeah, there you go. So he ends up going to St. Helena, which is where he dies. He dies of like what they now think it was like some sort of like stomach cancer, but there was also rumors that he was poisoned because they found like one time that somebody got a lock of his hair and then, they studied it and there was like levels of arsenic in it. So they were like, oh, he must have been poisoned. But turns out, like, arsenic was just in everything back then.
Yeah.
Like that, some paint that they used to make green was arsenic. Household cleaners were made with arsenic. Arsenic was also used in the treatment of syphilis, which they assume.
I swear to God, I was just about to make a joke about it being also medicine, because that's just how it was back then.
They use
They'd be
it
like, oh, drink this mercury,
which is good because
and
like
let your blood out and get all them ghosts out.
it does cure
out of your
syphilis
farts.
because if you die, you no longer have syphilis.
I mean, yeah, that's true. That's kind of the
But
thing.
everyone thought that he may have had syphilis because he was a womanizer.
I don't know. Everybody on Earth didn't have syphilis.
Most
back
hitting
then.
people did have
Yeah.
like you fucked yourself to death, which is there's worse ways.
Well, yeah, but syphilis makes you
Your brain mush.
makes your brain mush eventually.
which don't hit.
No, don't hit. Mush brain don't hit.
Couple fun facts: he was like I said, he was a huge womanizer. He reportedly was like like Wilt Chamberlain, like thousands of mistresses in his time.
Look at this guy.
Yeah,
Right?
good looking guy,
I mean,
and he had a lot of power.
Did you say
Killing it.
mistresses? I
Yes.
think you did. I thought I heard a B. So I thought you were about to say bitches, thousands of bitches.
He did have thousands of bitches.
I know. And did you say
Bitchtresses?
Bitchtresses.
Yeah, I thought it was thousands of bitchtresses in
buddy,
his time.
I don't know
may
what he
have.
said, but whatever it was, I could tell whatever it was, he was getting them.
He hated cats,
Uh-huh.
and because of that, he had people. And apparently, there was just like a bevy of cats in France, and there's just cats because they're feral. They just run around.
Yeah.
He had like
They seem pretty French too.
very French.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Aristocats. Great movie. He had people who it was their entire job when he was traveling to like be in front of him.
To kill the cats.
If that like he wouldn't if he saw a cat, whoever his cat person was, he was like, "Hey, it's a cat! I see the cat! I'm supposed to not see the cat!" Yeah, that's not French, but he had
Well, he
people
was
who,
Italian, so-
their whole thing was to murder cats or just like at least throw them somewhere so he didn't have to see them. He's responsible for the creation of Cavassier because cognac
to drink.
Cognac was his favorite, and then they ended up making Cavassier for him because they were like, cognac hits, Cavassier hits harder.
Wait a second. Read it.
Though Napoleon Bonaparte was not afraid of cats, it does appear that he did not like or respect them. Respect them. He liked dogs because he appreciated their slavish loyalty. Yeah, there you go. Slavish loyalty to their masters. Unlike dogs, cats are noted for their independence, not their loyalty. Bonaparte was a word.
That shit.
Yeah, no, for sure. You and Napoleon have got a lot in common.
Sure, yeah.
He is also the one who changed, like, the reason that in Europe they drive on.
Wait, except hold on though. But all of that stuff hits for me about cats.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
right.
I agree with everything you said,
Yeah.
except for his conclusion that means cats don't
Well,
hit.
because for him, he
don't buy
was
that.
like he needed things to be loyal to him. He didn't
I know,
like,
that was his
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
deal.
So he's also the reason that people drive on the certain side of the road in Europe. Like used to, and I know there weren't cars back then, but there still was like traffic, Before then, they were on the right side, just like we were. And like, I couldn't find a lot about exactly why. It was just that didn't hit for him. He liked the other side.
I learned this the same way I learn everything I know
From
on
me?
podcasts.
Yeah, right.
But so I've heard several
What,
times
do you
that
remember the reason?
Yeah.
It was just like, it hits for me. I like
the
it.
horses and
Yeah.
the swords. So
Yeah.
if you're on the left side
Oh,
of the road
yeah.
and most people are right-handed,
Right.
you can pull your sword out
There you go.
and defend whoever's coming on the road.
There you go.
I mean,
I don't know if that's true. I don't even want to look it up. But
that's true.
let's
Print
just say
that
it's
shit.
right.
But and still today, that's a thing because of him. He was also almost assassinated a lot,
I bet.
and because of that, the first
try to conquer the world, you'll have that.
the first time that the word or however it's translated there, terrorism was ever used was to describe what people did to him. Like that was when they were like, it was the act of trying to
going against Napoleon.
murder a political power or like, conspire against So like that was him. That was him because, and I said this, he inspired, religious tolerance and helped create schools. He also was a bit of a romance novelist. He penned a romance novel titled Clisson et Eugene.
Eugene's croissant.
Eugene Croissant. Yeah. This bitch is
Croissant.
bread. Yeah.
Eugene, that's a feller.
People also accredit him with coining the phrase, "A picture is worth 1,000 words," but because what he actually said was l'âge de non, which means a good sketch is better than a long speech.
L'âge de no means a good sketch is better than a long speech. French is wild.
Excuse me, this is very stupid.
Okay, because that don't sound
He
right.
was quote. He was.
It sounds like the egg of night or something. I don't know.
He was
French.
quoted in Les Arches de No, which was like a magazine.
Okay, all right.
I just misread it. As soon as I said it, I was like, that's 3 words.
That's a whole lot of words.
He's
Not many words.
Kind of unproven the point here because
Yeah.
them words seem like they're worth a lot.
Very efficient words.
Yeah, but he said a good sketch is better than a long speech. A lot of people, like I said, a lot of people think that it was poison. It's rumored that he had a photographic memory, which explains a lot of why he was so good at war, because he could remember like troop numbers and like map details, like he, very
And
good sense of-
sketches hit for
and,
him.
and sketches hit for him. Like I said, he was probably taller than the average person thinks because of how French and English do inches. His wife's daughter married his brother. I don't have a lot on that, but that's kind
So
of
not his daughter? He had like a stepdaughter?
his wife's daughter. Yes, because she was a divorcee. His second wife's daughter, or something like that.
Well, that's fine.
It's a whole
Little
like,
weird, but it's
I'm my
fine.
own
I thought-
grandpa. Yeah, it's not weird. It was just kind of, I was like, rednecks do that shit.
As long as it's not his blood daughter.
While doing war stuff in Egypt, Napoleon learned that Josephine was having an affair, and he wrote a distraught letter to his brother, and the letter was intercepted by the British and published in newspapers.
That's hilarious.
They cucked him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that, so that a lot of that propaganda is like, look at this motherfucker,
Propaganda,
this
baby.
tiny dick motherfucker
That's
who can't even please his
propaganda.
goddamn wife. Well, he ended up divorcing her, not beheading her, surprisingly, but he didn't divorce her because of that. It was only because why did any man divorce a woman back then?
No, couldn't make a boy.
Couldn't make a goddamn
Couldn't
boy.
make a boy, baby.
Couldn't make a boy, baby. Around this
Just
time,
being a sorry
he-
ass no boy, baby, making whore.
when he gets married to his second wife, he threw 13 Catholic cardinals in jail because they didn't come to his second wedding, which
Yeah.
is a very Trump fucking thing, in my
sure.
opinion. And he also, and I can't fucking believe that I didn't know this, or this isn't more popular, maybe you did, Pope Pius the Seventh, V117.
Seven, that's right.
Pope Pius the Seventh was one of, like, he had the cardinal and he captured the Pope. He had the Pope in captivity for 5 goddamn years.
Yeah, that's wild.
Like, that's fucking really crazy, because like the Pope's super fucking powerful, but I guess the shifts of power weren't what it were today or whatever. But also while in Egypt doing war stuff, him and his army are the ones that discovered the Rosetta Stone. They just found this thing and had no idea what the fuck it was, and they brought it back, and like people who knew language shit were just like, oh shit, now we know what the hieroglyphics are. So like that was him. They were just, fucking about, killing some Egyptians, and we're just like, look at this fucking wild ass rock thing.
Next thing you know, I got an app on my tablet that I don't keep up with.
Because of Napoleon.
Because
So
of Napoleon.
that's
That's right.
pretty much all I know about Napoleon Bonaparte, who will definitely come back up later, because I want to do an entire episode on the French Revolution, because it's fucking wild.
Napoleon
Bonaparte. Don't name your pig out.
Don't hit for them. You go to
Can't do
jail.
it.
All right. Well, it hits.
It does hit. Hey, if you thought that hit, then I bet you people that you know would think that would hit. So tell your friends.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe, download, give us a 5-star review.
Email us.
It super hits. Email us at puttingonairs@gmail.com. Buy the merch. Do all that shit. We're loving it, and we want to do more for you. So help us do that, and we'll help you help us, and help you help us help you. All that shit.
Yep. Bye.
Goodbye.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Arrivederci.
Hey, so long.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Royalty and rednecks are alike. They both like cutting and picking fights. Biscuits and baked beans where they don't belong. Sit on down with Corey and Trae and learn some fancy shit today. We'll laugh a little even when they're wrong. They'll take you to a magical place where if you call someone a cunt, nobody cares. They keep it debonair at Puttin' On Airs, Puttin' On Airs, Puttin' On Airs, Puttin' On Airs.
Oh, go ahead.
We were playing Clearing the Airs Chicken. I didn't know who was going to start. Welcome, airheads, to this portion. This segment is it a portion? Is that what it would be too?
Sure, it's a portion.
It's a portion. This edition of Clearing the Airs, the Puttin On Airs after show party here with me and Trae Crowder. We hope you enjoyed this episode. As always, you know that if you want to get your questions, comments, concerns, and all that stuff on to Clearing the Airs, you can just email us at puttinonairs@gmail.com. And I do have some doozies for us later in the airmail. Trae, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right. I hope y'all enjoyed that episode you just heard. I'm sure you picked up on a couple of weird things. I'll just go ahead and clear the air on that. All that stuff about the Joe Exotic of my hometown,
Big Bob.
Big Bob, as I call him. Yeah, Big Bob, as I was up front, is a pseudonym. But I still felt upon a re-listen, and I went a little too hard on the intimate, personal details of his life and experience. So, and I'm from a very, very small town. He's very much a real person who is still alive. And so I thought I'd probably cut some of that out, lest I, hear about some drama from Maymar or Uncle Tim or something, just like some Salina Town drama. He got cousins who are people that, I'm cool with and whatnot and things of that nature. So I just thought I ought to trim some of it out. It's, but just rest assured, however wild you think the sumbitch is that has monkey custody battles and owns a bunch of zebras and camels and shit, he's even a little wilder than that. But yeah, I had to take some of that out.
I have that issue all the time too, where because I've got some crazy characters in my hometown, and I'll start talking about them, and about 20 minutes in, I go, oh shit, I forget sometimes that these are real people. You know what I mean? And we have a lot of people that listen to us, so we can't be as flippant about things.
No, yeah, I mean, especially when you're from a town like we're from. Like, I don't know who all in Salina is keeping up with my shit, but I guarantee you, at least somebody, someone will hear that, someone that could get it back to the actual Big Bob eventually. And I just don't want no kind of horse shit on that. Hopefully he's all right with me calling him a monkey owning lunatic and leaving it at that. But
yeah, we've actually I've wondered too. I was like, how many people from my hometown actually listen to my shit? And right before we recorded this today, I had a buddy who is, he's on the Mount Rushmore of my most red buddies that I know, which is really saying something. And he called me he'd be like, man, goddamn boy, I gotta tell you, dude, Puttin On Airs is my fucking shit. And he just didn't seem like the type of person that would be into it, but he is. He's super into it. He loves the well-read stuff. He wanted me to tell you, Trae, that your accents are absolutely unbelievable. And yeah, he's super.
You mean literally, or does he mean good?
No, he means good. He means they're no. He doesn't mean no. He means great.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're probably the first person. He's probably hearing some of these accents for the first time from you. You know what I mean? This guy don't get out a lot and shit. So no, really, really enjoys it. Really enjoys the show, and that's a super red ass buddy. But point is, there's definitely stories about him that I could have told before and wouldn't have even thought about it. You know what I mean? It's like, no, buddy, they're all listening, and you got to be careful.
Yeah. Another thing I felt that I told myself I would clear the airs on is, so we also cut out every week or every episode, typically between my segment and Professor Cho. Normally what would happen is Corey get up and go take a piss. We'd sort of reset a little bit, and we cut all that out every week because it's just us sitting there bullshitting around, not even on the mic or whatever. Well, we did that again this week, but right before it happens, my phone evidently rings, and I go, oh, shit, Meemaw's calling me. And then we cut off right around there. And I just wanted to say that what y'all don't hear, because we cut it all out, is then me answering the phone and talking to Meemaw about, I just want everybody to know that I did answer the phone.
He did.
And also, the sort of fuck nature of the way I said that was because Meemaw's always had a sixth sense for only calling me at the worst possible times, like when I'm about to take off on a plane, or I'm in the middle of somebody else's podcast or recording something or whatever, she just has like she's just got a superpower for doing that. So that's where that came from. She don't ever call me when I'm just sitting around not doing shit. It's always something's going on.
My sister has that same power. She's called me 9 times since we've been sitting here recording it, and I've just been ignoring it, and she's not taking the hint. I think in her mind, she's like, oh, he must be in a bad spot. I'll try him again. But yeah, it's kind of like if I'm just sitting here really, bored, wanting to talk to somebody, nobody on earth will ever try to talk to me. But the second me and you click record, here they come. My meemaw dead, though, so she can't do that no more.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the only 2 things that I wanted to clarify, I guess. And just to say, all that it's okay to be racist against different types of white people stuff that I've been on about for a few episodes now.
Stand by it.
I stand by that. Yeah.
Including,
I don't, yeah.
Which I think includes my insanely over the top and stupid Italian accents in this episode, talking about Napoleon Bonerparty.
Yeah.
Which I was re-listening to, I've re-listened to all these, and usually each week there's at least one thing that I'm like, damn, that ain't true, or I didn't expand on this further because I've learned more about that person in the interim. But on this week, I got none of that. I'm certain that I was wrong about a lot of things, but nothing stuck out to me. But as you know, you can, we don't want just people sending compliments to the email, though we do like them. Please feel free to send in regrets, as it were. Anything I said that was stupid, please send those along, which, by the way, I'm happy to announce that for the first time, really, during the airmail segment of the show, I have a couple to read that are pretty explicitly shitting on me, which is great. And to me, only one of 2 things. This means one of 2 things has happened. Either this was the first time I was actually egregiously wrong about something, or people have just been holding their tongue for a long time, and they're like, finally, I've got to let this motherfucker know how stupid he is. And I appreciate that. So,
Okay.
Trae, with that being said, would you like to get into airmail?
Well, yeah. The suspense is killing me now.
Yeah. Well, that's not the first one we have. I've saved those for closer to the end. First up, we've got Ezra Adams. T-shirt idea. Would love to see a shirt that's the same color scheme as a Crown Royal bag, since both groups love drinking, with Puttin On Airs on the chest, and in the area a breast pocket would be, and in big bold letters on the back have the words of the closing song, Royalty and Rednecks. Love the show. Everything you guys work on. Keep up the great work. I love that, and I wanted to say that as a jumping off point. We need to hop on some merch, goddammit, because we've had several emails from people. I'm not sharing my screen here, so I can't show you the picture. But there was one that was it was a Venn diagram, and at the top it said "shit rednecks like," and then at the bottom it said "shit fancy people like," and in the middle of the Venn diagram was stuffed bobcats, which I thought was a wonderful T-shirt idea.
We definitely got to get some merch going. We've got a pretty spotty track record with merch, just as a concept in general. We haven't done the best with it over the years.
Well, we haven't, but that was
entire boxes of it in various bars after shows and things of that nature.
This would be different.
Leave it everywhere.
Yeah. Well, this would be different if we just did it as an online exclusive thing where me and you never had to handle anything except for the coming up with the designs and stuff, and it was just made to order. Because yeah, dude, if you hand me and you a box of merchandise, that's the last time anyone's going to see that box of merchandise. There will be no profit from it. Matter of fact, I was cleaning out my attic not too long ago, and I found an entire box of well-read merch from 2016, and I know it was from 2016 because it was these like specialty shirts that we had made just for a Texas run that didn't sell, but clearly I just shoved them up in my fucking attic. You know what I mean? Like we suck at it. We're not great at stuff like that. Here we go. Here's one. There's one of many about me. Subject line: Corey fucked up the story about the czar. From Matthew Tuckner. What's up, era parents? Love this show. As a West Coast liberal, it's always great to learn about stuff from another perspective. As a history buff, I have had issue with some of Colonel Corey's lessons, but it's never been so egregious that I felt I needed to say anything. While Corey did get some of the broader strokes about Tsar Nicholas and the Russian Revolution correct, those broad strokes felt like they were drawn by a dog with a paintbrush attached to its tail. If we can work out a meet and greet the next time you come to my neck of the woods, I would be happy to write a 20-minute segment with citations for you to put out as a supplemental. I don't want any of the great airheads out there to repeat some of the really dumb things he said about the Romanovs and Russia. Love the show. Thanks for all the laughs you provide. Sincerely, spelled A-I-R, sincerely, Tuck. Thank you, Tuck. Again, I take zero offense to this whatsoever. As we've said multiple times from the jump, we are a comedy first podcast. I try to use history to be comical about it, but I've never once assumed I was right about anything. I would like to, again, I'm an idiot and I don't know shit, but to defend myself just a teeny bit on this one episode, just because I remember this episode specifically. This was recorded at the very end of a big batch of episodes, and I had only prepared like 7 things, and we were going to do 8 episodes, and I was like, oh shit, I don't have another thing. So and Trae was just like, dude, just, you got it. Your retention's really good. Just go look some shit up. And so I don't know if you remember, Trae, but I just walked around your yard barefoot for like 30 minutes reading about the Romanovs, and then came in and just completely vomited it out. So the point is, A, I shouldn't have done that, but B, that is what I did. So that's why it was that way. And I apologize, and I will do better going forward. Thank you, Matthew Tuckner, because as far as burns go, you got me really good in there, and I appreciate it. I would like to reiterate, those broad strokes felt like they were drawn by a dog with a paintbrush attached to its tail. That's wonderful.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. This is the subject line, airmail from an Aussie. Steve Pass. Good day, assholes. I'm from Australia and am descended from convicts. I have a certificate for it and everything. Just wanted to say that you two do the best Australian accents of any Americans I've ever heard, and I've been there 3 times. First time I was there, Steve Irwin died. The second time I was there, Heath Ledger died. The third time was my honeymoon. So I've heard every Seppo ever try it on.
The third time your youth died.
Yeah, exactly. Keep up the good work. Steve Pass from Perth, Western Australia.
Oh, Perth, yeah. That's way over there on the whole other side. That's like the only thing over there.
Yeah, for sure. This is subject line, dogs are inferior creatures.
Here we go.
From Vanessa Brown. Dear Trae and Cho, I'm enjoying Puttin On Airs very much. Having been born in South Africa to British heritage, I have also lived in the Commonwealth, Australia, New Zealand, and Canada, as well as Texas, baby. Skew! I can sling a y'all, used to could, and fixin' to, as well as any redneck, so my enjoyment of your parallels is great. My reason for this email is to let Trae know that I, too, am not a fan of dogs. I'm a lesbian.
Okay.
Thought they all like dogs. I'm a lesbian and have received more discriminatory comments about my distaste for canines than for my sexuality.
Guarantee it.
I guarantee it, too. As I'm almost 50 and have been out since the tender age of 21, that's saying something. Cats are far superior creatures, and I actually traveled the world with one, living together in 5 countries. I even wrote a book about his life from his perspective, of course. He, too, had an immense dislike for dogs. Viva la resistance. Well, well, bless your hearts and stiff upper lips, gentlemen. Vanessa. P.S. Corey, my email address and my name are the same. I hope that this renews your faith in the digital system. A callback to a couple weeks ago when we were having a lot of trouble.
Nobody had the same name as their email said. Yeah. Well, I commend Vanessa on her bravery. I think that is even more courageous than coming out of the closet
I agree.
at this stage of society, admitting that you don't like dogs. Because people, they group you right in there with Jeffrey Dahmer and John Wayne Gacy in them if they find out.
I know that.
Like dogs.
I know that sounds like hyperbole, but and don't get me wrong, but coming out as a gay person obviously takes courage, and in certain parts of the country, some people just can't do it. However, when you come out as a gay person, I do feel like there's more of a support system for you than if you come out and say that you fucking hate dogs. You know what I mean? Because hating dogs, that unites everyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
gay, straight, Christian, whatever. We'll all hate you if you hate dogs. So it's a thing. So subject line, t-shirt ideas. This is from Talia Spencer Ducker. That's a fancy name. Hey, y'all. My wife and I want to see a t-shirt with a whorehouse with 3 people standing outside. 2 of the people are a priest and 1 is the pimp. And the shirt says, Trey, can you guess what the shirt says?
All these bitches is Christian.
All these bitches is Christian. Also, a shirt with Mummy Dick Brown, or maybe a mummy with his dick in a grinder and mummy dust going into a container of paint labeled Mummy Dick Brown, or grinding mummy dick dust onto some pasta.
Just brainstorming here.
Just pitching.
Yeah,
also,
some mummy dick ideas.
Yeah. Also, I am black and your show hits for me. My wife loves your podcast. She's not black. Come to Philly. We want to come to a live show. We love Philly. It's been a minute since the Well Read tour has been to Philly. I don't know if you mean a Well Read show or a Puttin On Airs live show. We've entertained that. It's something for way on down the road. But Helium is a wonderful comedy club in Philadelphia, and even if we're not there, I suggest you go check it out. They are wonderful people.
Yep.
And subject line, Anastasia from Christina Weber. I love you guys so much, but for the love of Christ and the flying spaghetti monster, please, just let some of us nerds research this stuff for you. We will do it for free. Please. Sincerely, Christina Weber.
What did you say? It's funny.
Buddy, there's no telling because
no one so far has laid out exactly. I guess there was just so much. You just got everything wrong or something. They can't even.
You know what? I do remember when me and you were listening to it last week, and I think I brought this up on Clearing the Airs last week, that I was like, I didn't even mention the part of where Tsar Nicholas and King George were cousins, and the reason that Tsar Nicholas got murdered is because King George refused to give him asylum because it was a political thing. So, obviously, leaving that out is a huge and egregious omission for sure. So I remember hearing it and thinking all those things because I've since known more. But again, and this does not excuse it because I should not have done this. But that was an episode that I really had about 30 minutes to prepare a thing, and I think it's very clear that it shows. Possible subject for Professor Cho. This is from Emma Claire Kuss. Trey, if I was to show you a word and it was Czosnek, would you go Susnik?
Susnik?
CEOSNEK.
Zosnik?
Okay, we'll go Emma Claire Zosnik. Hey, y'all. I've emailed twice before, and you actually read my first one on Clearing the Airs, and it made me realize my Gmail account was still under my middle name. I was in high school, class of about 600 people, and there were 5 Emmas, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, in my first email, I recommended talking about baked goods for the center diagram segment because I learned all about the fancy desserts the French crafted in that college course I was in. All about French cuisine. After listening to the episode about the Queen, I thought of something else. Corey said the Queen's corgis eat nearly Michelin star-rated meals every day, and in that aforementioned college course, I also learned about the origin/history/current system of Michelin ratings. If I may, I think diving into those things with Professor Cho could be awesome, and you guys may find that some of it is hilarious and some of it hits, but that some of it definitely does not hit. Just a suggestion. Also, I genuinely love the way that Trey says, "What?" when Corey says something that is truly unbelievable. It's perfect with the Tennessee accent. Love the show, and shout out to Professor Russ. Oh, man. Okay, we got one more. Subject line, Trae's Scottish accent. This is from Chris Clark. Love you guys like chicken or medium rare ribeyes. And Trae's Scottish accent is excellent, and he transitions in and out of it seemingly without any thought or effort. I knew this would hit for you. That being said, I feel
Oh,
like
here we go.
I feel no. That being said, I feel like he is literally channeling Ewan McGregor. If I was just listening, I couldn't tell the difference between the two. Anyway, keep killing it, and I hope to see you live somewhere soon. I wanted to end with jerking you off. I knew it hit.
They're all really stroking us off with all these accent remarks. I really appreciate it. You don't know how much that means to us because we dabble so extensively.
We do dabble. Yeah, that was really nice to hear after me being a fucking mongoloid emails that we got.
Can't say that word, Joe.
I can't.
No,
I thought we decided we could.
No, we definitely did not. You're the one. I said it in one of my videos, and I caught all kinds of heat for it. And you were like, "Yeah, you didn't know you couldn't say that," and I was like, "No, I didn't know." Because I,
you know what I think happened. I think
that was like synonymous with troglodyte. Just
right.
Like a less evolved person, a caveman or whatever. That's why I thought that word meant. I never broke down the etymology of it in my head, although it's pretty obvious, but it's related to like Mongolian people, Mongoloid. So it's like calling Mongolians a lesser life form.
Oh, that ain't good.
Something like that. No,
I'm leaving it in because we're learning here.
Yeah, we're talking.
Here's what I thought had happened.
I didn't know that either. I learned in the past year you can't say that because again, I didn't know that it was that kind of word. I called some Republican a mongoloid on my videos or something. And a lot of people were like, wow, that was pretty fucked up. And I was like, oh shit. Okay.
I thought it was one of the things that I thought was bad. And then turns out it's like, no, actually some super crunchy liberals say it's bad, but it's actually one of those things that's not bad. Like I recently heard that about, please stay with me. About like I saw a group like a thread on Reddit of Chinese people talking about how no actual Asian person that they know is ever really been offended by the word Oriental. Like they just they're like, and again, this is anecdotal. I'm reading one thread of people, but they were like, yeah, that's kind of one of those that like white liberal ladies just say is offensive, but nobody can tell why. And like, and I remember one time, Dad, this is a perfect example of this. My dad was describing some actress and he's like, it's that Oriental woman. And I go, Dad, you can't say that. And Dad goes, why? And I go, I've never really thought about it like that. Like I couldn't answer him. Like I had no fucking idea. So both of those could be bad. But I do think that sometimes there's things that we think are bad, but truly aren't. And I thought Mongolo was one of them, but clearly it's not. So I won't say that anymore.
Looking it up, and I knew, again, I thought it was like troglodyte. But then found out it has to do with like Mongolian. So apparently it's both, and they're both very offensive. I don't know. This is just on Wikipedia. Mongoloid is an obsolete racial grouping of various people indigenous to large parts of Asia and some regions in Europe and Oceania and the Americans. So it's like anybody that's everything from Mongolians to Inuits and everything in between was grouped as a Mongoloid at one point in time, but that's dated and obsolete now. But then down here it says the term Mongoloid has had a second usage referencing people with Down syndrome, now generally regarded as highly offensive. Those affected were often referred to as Mongoloids, or in terms of having Mongolian idiocy or Mongolian imbecility. So
I have to assume that's why the character in Blazing Saddles was named Mongo.
Probably. It's one of those things that's like you should just call them that. Like doctors and shit called them that, and then everybody was like, oh, that's kind of fucked up. But again, I didn't know any of that either until very recently. I just thought it was like another word for like caveman or whatever.
Well,
but it's
not. And we know that now. And we're learning here on Puttin On Airs. So please, guys, if you haven't already, subscribe to the podcast, subscribe on YouTube. You can watch this at watchpoa.com. If you aren't watching it, I suggest that you do. That is the funnest format to enjoy it in. You can email us at puttinonairs@gmail.com. Leave us a 5-star review if you feel we've earned it. It takes you 2 seconds, but it helps us a lot. And most importantly, tell your friends, because if you enjoy this show, it just I feel like people that you have stuff in common with will enjoy it too. So that'd be great. And we love y'all, and we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.